It's just going really well. Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Sarah Labrat and today's video is going to be my first writing vlog of NaNoWriMo 2020. For Nano this year, I am a bit of a Nano rebel because I wanted to rewrite a draft and not write a brand new draft this year. And so my main goal for the month of November is to rewrite 50 to 70,000 words of draft 2 of my Project DE into a brand new blank document for draft 3. So this video follows my first few days of November and starting this rewriting process. One thing I do want to just point out is that my goal for this rewrite is to bring up several areas of my writing rather than focusing on a couple of major things in like a revision. And I'm hoping that in doing this rewrite, it's actually going to be as effective as doing like 3 or 4 or even like 5 different revisions. So I'm kind of hoping to pack like a bunch of revision stages into this one rewrite. And the way I'm doing that is forcing myself not to copy and paste anything over from draft 2 into draft 3. Draft 3 is starting as a completely blank document and I'm revisiting every sentence and rewriting every sentence into this blank document, and that is how draft 3 is going to be happening this November. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it. Hello, good people. Today is November 1st. That means today is the first day of Nano. Guess what? Halloween was last night, so I am tired and have not wanted to do anything today. Hence it being 8:15 right now, 8:15 p.m. I also just did a face mask, hence why my face is super shiny. But I've been kind of going back and forth all day on whether or not I just want to skip day 1, and I think that that would be a very bad idea, which means I'm about to pull up my 2 documents and try to work on starting the rewrite of draft 2 into draft 3 of DE for about 45 minutes today, so that I can try to jumpstart Nano. Even if I don't get very much done today, I think I just need to start. And so it begins. I have draft 2 pulled up, I have the blank document pulled up, and I have my notes document pulled up, which is where I went through and tried to fix all of the problems that I found and or enhancements that I wanted to make while rereading draft 2. Alright, and 40 minutes later, I have now rewritten the first 1,015 words. I think that's going to be it for day 1 of NaNoWriMo, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And that brings us to Nano day 2. It is now like past 8 o'clock on November 2nd, so I'm getting Indian food because I don't want to go to the grocery store. It is now 9:40 p.m. I have rewritten almost 1,000 words. I'm at like 996 words right now, I believe. But I've been sitting all day today, and so I'm going to do some yoga because that's something I've been wanting to do more of, is just stretching. And so I'm going to be doing a yoga with Adriene video.
It's yoga for writers.
Wow, that did not feel like 30 minutes. I think that's the first time I've done yoga with Adriene's Yoga for Writers, and that was really nice. However, I could have done it like 4 more times because I can still tell that I'm really tight, but I'm very happy that I took the time to do that. However, it is now 10:10 p.m. and I should be going to bed here soon-ish. Yes, I am at about 2,000 words now, where I should be at like 3,300, but tomorrow I should have plenty of time after work to get a lot done. So when I normally think that Tuesdays are going to be my kind of like low word day, that ended up being today, which is totally fine, which means that I will get more done tomorrow and that I will continue working on the first couple of chapters of my book and rewriting those chapters. It has been an interesting thing so far. I'm like only like 4 or 5 pages into it right now, and the concepts themselves are strong, and so it hasn't needed a ton of changing, but I think that the changing that I have done is very beneficial because I noted to myself like how much world building and foreshadowing I'm already adding in, which is necessary to improve the story. And that's kind of like one of the biggest things I wanted to add on this rewrite is world building and foreshadowing, and just like basically ways to tell the story better earlier on. That way things later make more sense, and it's going really, really well. updated my progress mapping for Project DE. I look forward to tomorrow's writing session. Or rewriting session? I don't know what to call it. I'm starting November 3rd at 2008 words, and it is now 7:30 p.m. The work that I have done on these first 2,194 words almost completely makes up for the amount of pressure and stress and a little bit of anxiety that I felt about embarking on this project and taking on this entire rewrite instead of just doing like 4 or 5 different drafts. And by that, I mean like smaller revisions where I focus on like one thing at a time. The amount of information and world building and foreshadowing that I've already put into like this first like chapter so far has been absolutely crucial, and like I'm so freaking happy with what has been accomplished so far, and I'm still in the first like 50th of the book, which is wild. It's just going really well. You know what I think it is? I think that I'm adding elements that make the story itself more magical, and because of the world building and foreshadowing that I'm doing, it makes the world feel more complete, which is so freaking cool. Like it already, and by already I mean like this first like 2,000 words already matches the vision that I have for this story in my head so much more than draft 2 did, and I have really only made like small tweaks, and I really have not gotten to the meat of the story. It just feels like everything is like coming together, and I'm only 2,000 words in. It is now 9:30 on November 3rd. I just got off the phone with my parents and we played a board game over Zoom, which was really funny, and I won, which is, you know, always fun. However, since talking to you guys last time, I've only done like 200 words. Yesterday I said that today I wanted to accomplish like 3,000, and yet I want to go to bed in like 30 minutes. So like I'm gonna work on this for another 30 minutes, but like dang, I think I really might have underestimated or overestimated my goal, because I'm already behind and today I'm gonna get further behind. But I'm also trying not to think about that, because as I love saying on this channel, progress is progress. However, when it's nano, it's kind of hard to remember because everyone is pushing like 50,000 words on Instagram. I'm seeing how everyone else is doing, how everyone is already past like 5K. Some people are like 6K, some people are like way ahead of schedule. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not there yet. And because it's NaNoWriMo with the structured goal of 50,000 words as like built into their program, I don't know what to call it, but it's essentially just built into NaNoWriMo that you have to do like 50,000 words unless you're a rebel. But even if you're a rebel, there's that like underlying pressure of NaNoWriMo, which is why I have not been a huge fan of Nano in the past, because especially when I was drafting a new project, writing 50,000 words is incredibly daunting. And as soon as you fall behind, you start beating yourself up about it. And I'm trying really hard not to do that. I think that's been something that I have been working on a lot during 2020, is really trying to focus on the progress and not the perfection, not trying to actually hit 50,000 words if that's not what's in the cards for me. But again, going for progress because progress is progress. However, I guess you could call this procrastinating, so I'm gonna turn off the camera and I'm gonna do some more rewriting. And now, after spending 45 minutes working on rewriting today, I have now passed the 1,000 word mark for today. I have now rewritten 1,046 words today. It is 10:13 p.m. I would like to keep going because I really want to hit the minimum nano required words in a day, which is, I believe, 1,667 words. However, I also really need to like do my dishes before I go to bed, and so I think I'm gonna stand up, do my dishes, maybe eat like a bowl of Fruit Loops, which might give me enough sugar to get some more words, but we will see how I feel after I do my dishes. So far, I've learned that in the first 3 days of Nano, it takes me roughly 45 minutes to rewrite 1,000 words. It is now 11:10 p.m. My kitchen is clean, which is amazing, and now it's time for a small bowl of Fruit Loops. That way I can hopefully go to bed still, but I want to work on rewriting for a few more minutes and just see how many words I can get done. All right, I got another 500 words. That's where I'm gonna call it for the evening. I'm really happy that the badges are working this Nano, because during Camp Nano April and July. They were giving me a lot of problems, but I have now successfully gotten several, which means that they are not going to fight me this year, or at least they haven't begun yet. It looks like I am just barely below the line. I should be at about 5,000 today, and I'm at 3,512, but I'm feeling very good about that. And this is how many words I've rewritten every day thus far. And my spreadsheet is looking so pretty. I love when I can get 3 days or multiple days in a row of solid blocks of color, and then that is time that I still have to add to the grand total, but I typically wait until the end of the month to do that. So today I worked on rewriting for a total of 1 hour and 10 minutes and rewrote 1,504 words. I noticed that I was removing a lot of passive voice and rewriting sentences to make them more active, which is another thing that I was looking forward to doing in this rewrite, and making overall edits that are just making the narrative flow a lot better. I'm also reading things now and realize that they are foreshadowing for things that happen later that I had no idea were actually foreshadowing when I originally wrote them. And I just love how that's how things are working out. But that is it for November 3rd. I will see you guys tomorrow on November 4th. And what did I almost forget to do but fill out my progress mapping tracker thing? I passed 3,000 words. I have to go fill in that box. It is now November 4th. I am home from work and I'm in the mood to make soup, so I'm going to make a rosemary garlic white bean soup. So dinner has been had. I burned my mouth a couple times as well as burning my hand by accidentally touching the pot. And so I feel like my spatial awareness might not be super great right now. And I kind of just feel chaotic because those things happened. And so I'm going to take some time to do some mindfulness and just kind of like sit here and work on becoming a little bit more spatially aware to just kind of get over that chaotic feeling that I'm having. Okay, that helps kind of like calm me down a little bit. I feel much more like level-headed now. And it's almost 7:15. So I'm about to start my rewriting for the evening. But this is just your gentle reminder to like pause this video, take a couple deep breaths, re-anchor yourself, and then push play again. Well, about 500 words later, that was actually quite difficult because I was going back through draft 2 and I realized that one of my character's motivations and desires were completely incorrect. And so even though the rest of the story is in line with what the character actually wants, this passage was not. And so this required a lot of rewriting and going back through and rewriting it again just to make sure that it's where I want it to be. And I think we are much closer now than it was, which again, improvement. Progress is progress. The end of another 20-minute writing sprint, and now I'm going to take a 15-minute break. I have now passed 5,000 words in draft 3, the rewrite of Project DE. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I'm gonna do 15 or 20 more minutes, I think, to hit 2,000 words for the day, which will be my highest word day thus far. I'm thinking that if I get between like 1,000 and 1,500 words on like a weekday, that's gonna be like pretty fair and normal for the month of November, just because I work. But then on weekends, I will hopefully have bigger word days where I either catch up or exceed my goal, because currently I am beneath the nano required word count, which means I'm even further beneath what my goal is of supposedly shooting for like 60 or 70,000 words instead of 50. When I filmed my NaNoWriMo goals video, I did say that my goal was 50 and my stretch goal was more than that. But since then, I filmed another Nano goals video where I talked more about my smaller goals as well as self-care and rewards, and in that one I said that I was hoping to shoot for like 70k, which thus far does not look super promising, but I do think that weekends are going to be very, very promising, and if I do my weekends correctly, I'm going to get very high word days on the weekends. And technically I have like 3 weekend days because I get half days at my job on Friday and then Saturdays and Sundays, and so if I play my cards right, that's 3 out of 7 days a week that can be higher word days than the other 4. Also, in passing that 5,000 word mark, I have officially split up and rewritten the first chapter into 2 chapters, which is crazy and so exciting, but also so daunting because I realize like, oh, I'm like 20th of the way through. Right? That's how math works? 5,000 out of 100 and we'll say 100,000 and not like 106,000. Okay, what? Okay, so I guess that would still take me like 60 days, which was the goal, was to do this during November and December. And so if I'm like 4 days into it, okay, that'll take me somewhere between like 60 and 80 days, but like considering I'm hoping to have higher word days than I have been having, I'm thinking 2 months is looking really good. I have now passed 2,000 words for the day, which brings me to a total thus far of 5,562 words. Y'all, I'm like getting to name things that didn't previously have names, that like when I was rereading the rereading notes, I had to go through and think about what I wanted to name things, and so I'm getting to refill those things in right now, and oh my gosh, you guys, this is honestly way better so far than I thought it was going to be. Certainly a lot less painful. I have not gotten to the parts yet that actually need like intensive rewriting, where like I have to like basically reconceptualize chapters. We're not there yet. And so therefore, these first couple of chapters, the first 2.5 chapters that I've rewritten so far, have gone very, very, very well. I'm back to hanging pretty closely with this line. Now I'm just about 1,100 words down. I spent 1 hour and 25 minutes on the rewrite today and rewrote a total of 2,050 words, which is amazing. I did say yesterday that today my goal was 3,000, and I do think I'm gonna go for that. However, I need to wrap up this video because this video is going up tomorrow morning for me right now. And so I need to wrap this up so that I can edit it and upload it so that it is ready to go live. So that's all that I'm going to be recording of this evening. But if you want to continue watching my rewriting journey, I post writing vlogs as often as I can, typically about once a week. And so make sure you scroll down below and subscribe if you are not already, and make sure you hit that bell icon for notifications about when I upload. But alright, that's it for me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sarah Labrat. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up because it really supports my channel by telling the YouTube algorithm that you liked my video and that someone else might too. Please tell me how your first several days of NaNoWriMo 2020 have gone, or how your past several days of writing have gone if you are not doing Nano. And if you're behind, please don't beat yourself up on it. Remember that progress is progress. I post videos twice a week on Mondays and Thursdays and do live streams on the weekends, and so I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye! It wasn't recording. Love that. Love that. What?